I just wanted to do some comedy, even though I'm still going through it, right? We apparently have a pretty hard weekend coming up when it comes to some aspects that Chiron is making, but there's also things that are in our favor too. So we don't dwell too much on either or, do we? What do you mean, Shauna? Oh, I wanted to talk more of like the comical thing that I have just done. I went over to the Cracker Jack box where the hay bin is, and whatever I mean there, you don't know. It's Scorpio moon coming up, and they're kind of like that. They'll start getting it. Yeah, yeah. The water signs will start, especially when you get off into Pisces, right? It rules the poet, And I do have some poetry going on in me. Sometimes I shock myself. I'm like, did I write that? So let's talk about the experience yesterday. Was that yesterday? Good heavens. What a nightmare of a goddamn day. Oh boy. So anyway, I went there and I wrote very, very finely and like almost like, my great grandmother. Well, she's an artist. So is her sister. Her parents, and even her grandparents. Yeah, very, very literate. More like skilled with their hands. Bottom line, skilled with their hands. Inventors, builders. And so my grandma was an artist, and her sister was involved with calligraphy. She can write, like this calligraphy fucking writings. It's like, dang. It's not a copy. I mean, you can make copies of it because it's so beautiful, but it just looks like a flawless calligraphy. I kind of learned a little bit about that, and I've been having to write lately, explaining my case or something, or whatever. And so I did that over there, and they read through it. And see, I tripped out on how that is basically kind of going general, but no, you can see with the phenomena of the sociopath and the narcissistic psycho. I don't think there's such a thing as a narcissistic psycho. No, psychos are psychos, narcissists are narcissists. See, psychos are over here, and they don't want to even touch narcissists because narcissists are fucking stupid, and psychos are. You don't have to be really a violent axe murderer and be a psycho. Maybe you're just a Learjet pilot for the Trump Foundation or something. I don't know. So let's talk about going into talking about that I dealt with so many such. It's one entity, like I'm saying. There is the sociopath, which is like, yeah, they're special. They're very special. They're a little bit smarter than the narcissist. And they could be working as any kind of government worker or even a heavy duty mechanic at the garage over here locally or at the courthouse, anywhere really. That's what's scary. I just reflect on first responders and doctors. I don't think you can be that really. I think some of them are special. But then again, I remember I was in ICU one time and uh, emergency from a car accident a long time ago, and I noticed that there was, out of the 20 people wandering around with the nurses' outfits on, there was one there genuine that like, wow, I have a concern for you, and I can heal you. Are you okay? Right? I noticed it, and needless to say, it was a woman, and it was more like, whoa, what are you doing here? You seem to be surrounded by bullshit. Why? Because money will produce that really easily. You can trash any subject matter with money. That's what the United States is about. So I don't want to dwell on stuff too much. But getting back to the court workers over there and trying to bust through their walls with communication. See, it's funny. I'm thinking about it's like because I did. I'm one of one of them. Their jaw dropped when they're just kind of type and see what I'm writing. I filled it on out, and then I even X'd in that I can't I need more space to tell you something. And so what I was explaining is just, no, it can go down to your very personal, under your roof. You are living with a fucking narcissistic sociopath, and if you did everything wrong, yes, you've hit the nail on the head. Sorry you're not finding yourself alone at this point. If you are, good job. Good job. But did they rake you down, man? Most likely, right? I'm worried about my brother. It's like, uh-oh, 7 more years and all of his stuff is gone. He's just tossed out. He tried to toss himself out. I'm sorry. I love my brother. I miss him a lot. But I don't know. I don't reach out because he's not reaching out. I think I was scapegoated. There's something called scapegoated that narcissists will do. Families will do it, though, too, right? You're the scapegoat towards their inability to do change or something, and just to get into a fit or a fix, that they need to be in, which is maybe their fucking life. They will scapegoat somebody, blame them, and that's too bad. Um, but no, the real interaction, I know I'm not going to put any of this up. What I wanted to talk about is that microcosm that's indeed, that's what Buddhism is about. Buddhism is a conversation between two very diametrically opposed people. One of them is a fully encapsulated awareness, which is the mind that is blind to itself. It's a non-self-reflecting person. Toxic, could be a narcissist or any of the above. So, but then we have the other in Buddhism in that conversation is the Buddhist, is the master who has achieved enlightenment, just a human being, not a mind, but a heart. Fully present, funny, maybe irritable as hell, but no, fully present and funny. Can be. There's all kinds of Buddhas. As long as you are seeking to have the conversation. I don't know. I am a special one here in the West. In fact, I think the Dalai Lama talked about me many years ago. It said, the world is going to change profoundly for the better, and it will happen through the Western woman. My friend on Facebook acknowledged that. She says, "Are you that Western woman?" No, I'm certain of it now. All I need to do is get rest. Pray that I get what I want into me. I'm trying to put on more poundage on my body. I'm craving a broccoli and kind of a potato casserole with corn all mixed in, and maybe, see, I don't like cheese nowadays. Cheeses aren't good for us here. Not in the United States. I'm sure that there's some place they're doing cheese right and all foods right. So I'm like, what do you replace? I have whey protein, and I think I'm going to start incorporating that with some kind of taste, right? What is cheesy taste? I don't know. I just want a broccoli casserole that I can just chew on now. I'm tired of being alone here, but I realize I have to go it alone and do what I'm about to do alone, completely alone. Always, you're alone. You're born alone and then you die alone. What are you going to do with this Scorpio moon coming up? Are you going to ditch the truth, bitches? The moon in Scorpio is not a very comfortable place, but it's OpPOSE Uranus, and Uranus is not in a very comfortable place, but they kind of complement each other. It's called mutual reception. That Uranus does really good in Scorpio, and the moon does really good in Taurus, but so they're kind of in the opposite right now. It's called mutual reception. So um, I know, because I'm a Uranian person, that what's in the air is the opportunity to make a major breakthrough, even though it doesn't feel pretty right now and it doesn't look pretty at all. Like that scene over there at the shithole. Thank God they build those floors, and the whole facilities are very flimsy, because any earthquake will just make them go, and then that means the place can shut down. It's like, thank God. Come on, benevolence, make that fucking earth shake. To talk about the earth shaking, we have Uranus and Taurus still, and then we have this. It's in Taurus. It's in the place of Earth, which is weird. It's a strange place for Uranus. Excuse me. I'm gonna still talk about it like that. And so we have. Um, it's just awkward for Uranus to be in such a stifling, like grounded sloth of a fucking sign. Sorry, the Tauruses, man. They need to. They're getting their jostling. See, with Uranus and Taurus, the Taurus people, if you have Sun, Moon, or Mars there, or I mean, rising Sun or Moon and Venus there, most likely you've gone through a complete uprooting and upheaval. But some Tauruses that I know, they just kind of they have a lot of possession already. You know, they're all about the I have, and they could have land and ranches. So it's like they're on their ranch and they got to up move, but they got to go from this ranch to the other ranch, and it's like that's how unstable they are. It's not unstable. It is stable. You know, they are the epitome. It's hard to fucking knock a Taurus around. You know, it's Venus ruled, and that's the intelligence of the feminine right there. Now, if it's a man that's a Taurus, have you ever met some of the most, um, they have a stigma, man. They are just so, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like they don't like themselves because they're so feminine. They recognize that there's something about themselves that the so-called real men out there, which they're not real men if they're not in touch with their feelings and their feminine side. They think real men think that they're gay or less than. They kind of have a complex. I'm telling you. You know, they're big bullies. You know, it's like, but really. Um, anyway, thanks for listening to this. Not feeling good. There's a lot of energy in the air, and I can't believe how I feel. I wish that I had a fucking intensive care treatment for me. Just I have to do it on my own. And now you're looking at me like, Shauna, I knew you were that fucked up. But you're fucked up too, babe. You're totally fucked up, right? Why can't you get on the same fucking page with me? Where have you been? In a fucking cinder block room uh, with just a tiny feed hole and they throw food at you? Good for you. You don't even see the light of day. But there's a fucking situation happening out there culminating as a ecology vibrating out of the fucking human organism, so-called human organism. Just a vat of shit that programming is achieving poor programming from hell in a basket. You know, so going there and dealing with that, I see it's the same. If you're dealing with one in your home and you have to get a restraining order on them, or over there in the neighborhood and you have to get a restraining order on them, or say like it's an entity, like on a bigger scale. See, your government maybe you think like, huh. Uh, you're treating them. They're the same signature, which is okay. So you can boil it down, and generally, the sociopath is using human qualities. What I mean is they're picking on human qualities to undermine the person. Yeah, you can know that they're there for like 13, or even 30 years. And for some reason you've been able to mind your own business. You didn't need to invest any kind of like emotional quality into them. You didn't need help, or there wasn't the need to be heard, like a real need to make a connection. See, you can perfectly kind of get a weird vibe from their quirkiness and just say, oh, well, say, hey, you know, and you just keep it, whatever, for whatever reason you transact, but you're not emotionally invested. Your soul isn't plugged into it. You don't have to be interested in them. Um, uh, Not any more than they are, which they aren't. They're interested in something else, man. They are the ones with the agenda. That after a while you see, once you start, and if you do, show them a human emotion and you start investing in it, but you just all you have to do is break down and they see any bit of information that you give them, they use against you. It could be anything, yeah. On a micro scale and macro scale, see, the people that are making videos like this, we are really strong individuals because we know you're out there, babes. We know that those toxic fucking kinds are out there. If there's a way to handle yourself, I think, like I said, that special Western woman, there isn't anything like me on the planet. I'm in the West here, and about to take a rest. What I mean is, I want to get some rest, and I would like to get my broccoli fucking noodle casserole or whatever I'm dreaming of. together for me. I have to do it. I think there's broccoli down there. There's something beautiful going on with the organism. I don't know if you've noticed, okay? If you haven't, congratulations. Again, you must be surrounded by 9 by 9 cinder block room, and there's just a small air hole, and they're throwing food at you, and your main fucking comment is, all is well. All is well. All right, so, but for the living, who have to breathe fire to get any shit done and inhale crap from asshole over there. Man, I'm telling you, that fucking asphalt spill. It has seasoned up or something. I am now living next to a goddamned junkyard. It's probably why I am kind of struggling with my health right now. No, it's not probably 100%. Yeah. It has bummed me out so bad. I remember when it first happened, I just stopped sitting in my yard. I didn't open my windows that summer. Other women have expressed this to me up here, and I'm going to round them all up and say, do you remember that? And I'll point out to me the residences that just up and jumped and threw it over. This is why they threw it over. A lot of them is that they don't want to pay. See, the landlords, now they could be in cahoots now. Yeah, the owners of the property, whoever it is, they don't want to do the yard work. Ah, no, it's weird. See, I was reflecting when you drive around the city, it's not even looking like that. You'll never see. See, you see the same thing as this, like this intention where there's a lot of yard. They're not gardening anymore, but it's very grassy knoll, and it's fucking cool. And there's a house there, and there's a little path. See, now I envision when I'm driving down these cities, and I'm looking, and I'm like, wow. Imagine if that place just said, here, let's put some asphalt over it. Let's put some asphalt. And it's like, well, see, what I'm talking about is the city of San Jacinto. Um, it's not sporting the way it was before in, like, say, the 60s. From what I hear, it was more like there was bigger properties. There was the intention of just horse ranches. Really, there was gardening and cows and stuff like that. They were very. It was upper class stuff going on. And what I mean is high quality people that knew how to fucking knit their own freaking tablecloths, and they did things with their hands, and they took care of the dirt, and they farmed, and they did the right things there, and they took care of each other, and it just, perhaps it grew some bigger banks. I don't know, but that all kind of faded away for some whatever reason, and whatever is on this planet has managed to turn that place into like a dumping grounds. I swear, like from where? Like from where? Some hellhole that says, here, what do we do with the inmates when they come out of here? Just throw them over there. It's an insane asylum. Just wow, yeah. We're talking about him alone, which is a city right next to it. But when you look at the yards, none of them would ever dare find a reason, sound, to throw 12 truckloads of city grade. Keep saying that, but it's city-sized trucks, massive, like big rig trucks, dumping shit up. Right here, I'm sitting next to a junkyard now. As far as how the carcinogens are there, most likely time release doing something, man. I could smell it. I haven't been able to smell the mountain air ever since. I'm sorry. Did I go on 19 minutes for this? I might as well say case is open, man. Please pray for me that I really concentrate on this. I know that I can do this work, which is you're supposed to record and document things through here, every possible way. When the courthouse was about to call me, I answered, "This call is recorded for quality control or purposes." I could say that. They're actually saying that for you to realize, yeah, they're trying to make sure you know what you're talking about and probably get some service going on. Especially the stupid government workers over there. There's some people that are supposed to do their jobs, but nobody knows what job they're supposed to do. If it's just making money, they've lost all sight for it. They don't need to talk about it. They're like this. It's called cognitive dissonance. After a while, I mean, you can spray them poisons around, and anyway, God, this is really difficult for me. This is a really difficult time. Can we look at it? What's going on with fucking Mars again? Me? Am I about to die? Okay, so this, I'm not going to post this. But I have to drag myself into the doctor's office again. Because this pain in my lung and the new lump I have right here, that's not me. That's what, as a result of having been exposed to something, they fucking swabbed my mouth claiming that they were taking my DNA. And I said, for what? And they said, well, something of their past or something. And I'm like, my whole mind is saying, bullshit. That's illegitimate. And do not put it in your mouth, Shauna. I don't know why I did it. I was about to refuse it, and I know that they could have held me like 6 hours. They threatened to kidnap me. They said, then we won't release you. They're talking about, now let's look at the whole sociopathic society out there. What's working out there in cognitive dissonance. They think that people deserve that kind of treatment for some reason, and they are perfectly sadomasochistic psychos that do it. They're fine. They sleep fine at night knowing that they've just swabbed several different fucking heavy-duty viruses, a certain fucking scientific goddamn concoction. Man-made, babe. There isn't a single illness that is not, okay, quote-unquote man-made. I didn't mean to put man down, okay? I doubt that men have this idea they're working cognitive dissonance. They don't know who their leaders are. Their leaders are women, alive ones that is. They know how to use their voice box. I mean, imagine Barbie doll without a voice box. It's kind of weird. I need to get a lemon juice going. See, what I really need is like every 2 hours, if not an intravenous fucking line, IV drip of protein. Because I'm a high metabolism person, I'm also very, I don't want to say hyperactive, but I burn a lot of energy. I have a high drive, and it's happening. Um, I was trying to level myself out. It was, I was doing really well. I thought when Mars was in Cancer, but that was a design because it kept going back and forth like this, and the sociopath and the asshole out there, they have a different agenda. It is totally fucking geared. They are preying on the human science, like your enlightenment, your process of awakening, especially on a collective scale now, especially on a collective scale now. Why? Well, the sign of the times, babe. What's happening? I mean, it's the most exciting time to be alive, let alone, okay, we can try to get metaphorical on us or get mystical. And because the Neptune here at 1 degree, Aries, it's never been in 1 degree Aries in 165 years, and they say that 165 years ago was a major civil war in the United States anyway. Yeah, it does affect the Cancerian, it's cardinal square. Aries, Cancer, Libra. It affects our money, it's affecting our love lives, it affects our home life, balance, money. Libra is like the self-organizing system. It's very, I would dare say that Libra is just the on-off, the balance thing. It's the computerizer. See, if we don't have a self-organizer there, which is love, that knows how to not overdo it or underdo it. Babes, that's what music is. Music is, and Libra rules music. There's rule books like this in the book of Libra. They rule music. That's like saying there's God over there. Just ignore that one. Love, babe, love, yay. Broccoli casserole, please, non-GMO. Non-GMO. What you would love yourself with is the same for me. Now, did you learn it? Or are you in cognitive dissonance? You're like, you know what? That broccoli is $3 less, but the one over there at the drive-through is just $2. I'm gonna go get that. Well, you're paying for poison right there, and no thank you. Fucking dumb shit. I have way better ideals for you. Starve yourself. Sorry. Whoa. Man, this is difficult for me. I'm sorry, guys. I don't want to go and spiral down into negative shit. That's what they want me to do. I'm under spells. My neighbors are just as good as that. Everybody at that place that I went to, that they held me up for 5 hours, they were, I did the work myself. They say that you're supposed to have a lawyer or a paralegal or somebody to help you with certain things precisely. I'm like, well, no, I have all day and you have all day. Let's do this. Why won't you help me? They made sure to torture me there. But see, I don't worry about that. I worry about them because they have to live there. They live there. They live that way, and it's just like being in prison. It's the air conditioning. It's too cold in there. It's hard. There isn't, nobody's hanging hammocks up saying, "Would you like a drink?" No. The energy they could very well might be 100%. The 5G is there. They got the fucking Elon Musk pointing shit down at you, let alone that you're a target, with your phone there. I didn't bring my phone in there, but everybody did. Everybody had their, and they were even making noises in there, and I'm like, whatever. I don't know. I'm just observing things. It's like, this is an interesting world that I stepped out and started having a party with. I'm having a great time. I started having the most wonderful time in the middle of the day yesterday. I was like, so these people are miserable. And just because they're miserable, they want to make me miserable. The more that they see that I smile and say, thank you for your patience, and I'm completely like, I am so not them, the more I can see that their whole system is going like radical. They want to transfer that onto you. If they're there, they can't do it as easy. But say your neighbor can, or your spouse can, if they're that way. What they're doing is they're going to switch sides with you. They want to give all of your that paranoia that they are about the universe. They want to give you all of the whatever it is, that their emptiness. But that paranoia is a big thing for narcissists. I want to stress that, and sociopaths. You'll never know. It's going along with spiritual possession. They're not in touch with God. So if you can imagine not having a tool, like if you're on a tightrope, walking reality as a tightrope, all you have to do is be present and engage. They don't have that tool. In fact, they don't even count reality. Fuck it, they don't like it. They're in their heads about things. And see, that's why you can see them there for 3, 13, or 30 years and not and you just like, well, I don't have anything. See, the main thing is that some of these people, like what has happened, like moved up here, and they don't like people that won't like them or worship their money, so they do things to them or the environment to just torture people. I don't know. I feel that that's what's kind of happened to me. There wasn't any way that they just, I'm targeted, and it's like, would you stop? Will you stop? Because now you're fucking targeted, bitch. You don't know me from Adam. Atom. A. Aries. 6 degrees. I am so glad that the camera puts on 10 pounds because I am so underweight. I think what's happening with me is I'm trying to, I want to eat healthy. I cannot put poundage on eating like butter, cheese, and breads with my meals. What I mean, I have to be very careful with every single bit of it. Okay, so I'm sorry that you have to hear this like this. I've already been expressing things for the last 5,000 videos. 4 years, it's been a trend where, yeah, these people want to kill you with their energy, and I don't need to be around it because when I feel the loveless society, I don't know why, but I take it out on myself. It's weird. It's terrible. I'm a musician. I'm an artist. And I'm not perfect. I never really had this problem until fucking 4 years ago. See, here's what's going to happen with Neptune. Neptune is in Aries right now. We are starting to feel our light bodies. We're like, finally, we're out of this Neptunian opposing my Venus. That's when it started happening, that I found myself in a situation of like starving to death because they cut off my goddamn supply of food up here. Both stores did. And I was just like, oh, that's all right. I'll go drive down the hill. I couldn't afford that because the money that I used for the gas would pull away from the food that I was making. And I was working for my food money then. See, I don't work for my food money anymore. You shouldn't either. If you are working for food, take the money out of it. Go farm. Go to a farming place where they're farming. See, I grow apples up here and I try to grow stuff up here, but nobody's doing anything up here. Anywhere. None. It's a fucking dangerous situation. I don't like it. This place doesn't make any fucking sense to me. When I look at it, it's obvious, babes. Oh God, I could tell you so much what I've looked at. But there's a real life war going on, you see. Of course, money is conducting it, and that's not saying that it's a good thing. Oh, good, that's why you want on the side of money. No, it's horrible. See, if you don't have money, you're stuck drinking the poisonous water. And this is another thing: if you don't have smarts, you're stuck drinking the shitty water. You have to make sure it says, at least 9.5 plus alkaline water, pure 9.5. Nothing else, not aquifer or fucking aquafina, any of the other shit. It's why are we doing this, you guys? See, we're seeing more and more water holes opening up. Now I want to call it water bar. See, I want to open up a water bar in my place, probably after I get rid of all the asphalt. I'm going to open up a water bar, and it's going to be me there. And I'm going to have my music going, and my cat is going to be there, and I don't know. That Western woman is going to be here. Right there is the Lily Rock. It'll be very different. Just give it, but a lot will change over the next. Ooh, wow. So let's get back into the weird. See, we're gonna go through some hell here. I just got it's kind of like wringing out the rag right now with Neptune in Aries, and it's in Aries through June. It goes to it goes to 2 degrees in July, at which point right here it starts to go retrograde and doing now retrogradation with Pluto. And what it's going to do there is that it goes back to 29 degrees Pisces, and we get a visit of the hellhole one more time. And it has to do with this is activating something on a see, we're doing our individual kind of subconscious maybe work. We're kind of looking at this, but no, it's kind of going wah wah with that's a global problem. Possibly, there's a spiritual impoverishment that we need to. Is it ever going to be corrected? Can it be corrected? I say yes. Through what, Shauna? How do you do it? Communications. In the word communications is communion. I'm a spiritual leader. I can communicate and I can start talking some stuff, and you don't have to be intelligent for that. I don't know. Okay, but we'll get a dictionary maybe. It's a big thing. Communications. Sorry about my demeanor. I feel like crap. Like I said, I should be on intensive care, like intravenous drip, because the kind of athlete I am, the kind of it would help me within a week and 10 days if I but they have me strung out. You know what I'm saying? There isn't a single one with enough balls to fucking be with me, right? Or whatever the fuck you need. I think that it's because society is broken. I'm not blaming any one person, reason why that they can't be with me. No, society is trashed. So, but here's the way it goes. It's like this. No, if you can hear my conversation, and you know that I have really good energy. I'm being actually very clear. There's just nothing but pure energy that I'm working with. I am fucking in a state of bliss. I've never felt so fucking good in a long time. In fact, this is a new feeling of good for me. Why? Well, I'm less weight. So anyway, Like an antenna, I've been primed and I'm ready. There's some stuff going on in the air. I think it's going to do some thunderstorms. It really feels like it. That's might go on around here with what's going to go on. See, there's something that's going to go on in so anyway, yeah, that Neptune going back into Pisces, it's only going to happen. It's going to go back into Aries in February of next year. For the last time, it will finally make that entrance and start going. But that Pisces kind of last kiss with Jesus over there. Not that that's a bad thing, but Jesus is Venus, by the way. Make no mistake. And Neptune is actually a higher octave of Venus. It's this very mystical God, water itself. Who doesn't like the way that water looks, and feels? And if you don't like I don't know, some people don't like water, so I'm not going to bitch on you. Anyway, pardon my demeanor. Trying to see, I am what I'm surrounded by, the frequencies. People are set up like wind towers. You are a radiator. Some people are doing black magic spells on people just by who they are. They project on you and shroud on you, like what's happened with me. And that can really affect us. It really does. See, you'll have to practice divination of saying no, not here, and you get a bunch of salts and you put them around the perimeter of either your front door, all around. You burn sage and start hexing them like this. X, out of here, out of here, and start focusing on your joy, what makes you happy. Start bringing up everything that they fucking hate. When they see you go, instead of when you go like this, you're giving them energy, right, Nancy? Right, John Lennon? Yeah. All they want to do, the more and more calm you get, they want to pull your beard and they want to slap you around like that. That's the system for you right there. Until you break in them, they're going to tell you that you are out of hand. That's your fucking classic narcissistic fucking sociopathic society. They want to test your waters and how on edge you are, and then blame you if you get an anger or even a sadness. You can be at your saddest point in life, and they will manage to criticize and punish you somehow right there in front of your fucking face. If that happens under your roof, you're in misery if you have to live with that person, let alone now if it happens in your neighborhood. I don't know. It doesn't have to happen like that. You can get rid of these people that are, especially if they're giving themselves up by pouring the toxic asphalt around. Yeah, boy, yeah, it was very fucked up. I know that though I can have it done. I will have heavy equipment remove every bit of it that was spilled here in 2023. And I will bring the smell back, the natural smell back of the forest. I will be known. Yeah. Because it's happening now that I'm just being led into the system, and I've already pled my case about the original reason as to why I was so-called disturbing the peace around here. They don't stand up for anything. Let's get them on the fucking goddamn panel and make them explain what were you really standing up for when you were arguing Shauna. Because Shauna says no to your what? See, they would have to fill in the blanks. What happened? They did fucking dumb fucking bully ass pieces of shit. And when they find out that they have to pay a fine for $25,000, every single one of them, we'll start to fucking and fucking tie them together and say, you now do the right thing. And go to a school. You fucking work in community service, and you understand that there's poisons here, and there's healthy ways of doing things here, and there's unhealthy ways of doing things here, and you live in intention, which is just expanding. This needs to happen more and more. West of the Mississippi, baby, there's Aaron Brockovich, and there's a Sierra Club, and there's all of these people that I need to talk to that they need my help and I need their help. This forest needs my help. I remember at one point the forest was looking at me like this. I mean, the smell and everything, and how beautiful it is. And it's like, Shauna, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do about it? Well, I had already done plenty about it. I got my reactive abuse by telling them that they were wrong. I made very clear notes saying, carcinogen, cancer causing, you're not living in intention, shame on you people. I just I just kept belting that out. I screamed. Oh, I got the sheriff called on me. Now, why did they call the sheriff? Because they wanted me to shut up about their free deal. It was a free deal. These fucking people, sociopath, narcissist, especially narcissist, they think they're smart getting a free deal of anything. They think they're smart working for money. I happen to think it's a cult that the church opened up, and it has nothing to do with women, right? They've killed all of the, well, here I am, minute 40. They've killed all the women who were practicing healthy birth control remedy, as well as other medicines in their kitchens. They were stirring them up in cauldrons and passing the remedy around. See, they liked having sex, but they didn't want to always get pregnant by the asshole. Didn't have to. She could secretly practice birth control if she wanted to, and she would. This is how that she would take care, and also take over, threaten the church, because, well, no, she's the leader here, and she has an army called men. So, but if they continually hunted down, this is what the witch hunts were about. See, the way her design is, aside from all of that labeling that I just showed you, scientifically, the woman's design is to make the place of sex, which is her place, safe. You have safe sex. This means that after a while, what she does is she has to communicate. She says, excuse me, it's cool that you can bang like that and everything, and it's hardly lasting 30 seconds, but would you like to have sex with me now? We seem to get along pretty good, and I was wondering if she has a profound responsibility to start communicating and finding out if that person can actually care, first of all. Well, if she's good enough, she's kind of alluring anyway and very interesting, right? And he's like, of course I want to know. He's kind of allured. That's his science, too. His technology is like, well, I would love to get it right because I sure like something about you. And it's like, right? Okay, so get a certain patterning right. See, if he can't convert it into a safe sex, what I'm saying is making the place of sex safe completely. Like she actually wants to go there over and over like 3 times a day. Fucking A, babes. Give me a donation? This is a Scorpio goddamn fucking moon video. I'm being tugged into it like, wring some more out of her. I want to be able to buy some tires. So anyway, getting back to the main political party that has been just maimed up and said, forget her. God, we can't, this means that we have to communicate and get a simple patterning down to where it spells out pleasure and orgasm. We start feeling so good. In case an actual human, see, it's making the place humane, the place of sex humane. In case it's loving, really. Okay, so there's love making. That's the religion here. Love is the religion. Sex is the ritual. What are you going to do about it, babes? I know that there are women that are fucked up. You just been fucking hurt, and I understand. I'm not free of my hurt either. No, we are dealing with Chiron, I think. Chiron is doing something. Let me just try and look. That's our wounded warrior. Chiron. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Chiron, 24 degrees Aries. So I have to look at, is there a 24 degrees cardinal? No, we already got through that with the Mars square. It's a mild square to Pluto still. It kind of is, but not really. I don't know. Black Moon Lilith has something to say about it. This doesn't show Black Moon Lilith. I guess I have to get the other astrology book that has 700 other fucking objects, which I'm beginning to think is like, can you guys fucking at least try to get the populace to understand that there's moving objects of just the planets before you start adding in Black Moon Lilith and fucking Ares and all the other stuff, you know. I just undermined it. Did I make a sophisticated fucking profound point about sex? Now I'll end this freaking video with, you know, you notice they have the organ in the church over there. There's an organ. So you want to be organic. You know, there's the organism. Do I have to get my chalkboard out and tell you what the fuck the real word in organism is? Orgasm.